series, and today we're going to be covering coordinate geometry in JAMB mathematics. Now, the first question says, find the equation of the line through 5,7 and parallel to the line 7x plus 5y is equal to 12. Find the equation of the line through 5,7 and parallel to the line 7x plus 5y is equal to 12. Now, we are given this point and we are given this equation of this line. And the condition is that they are parallel to each other. Now, when two lines are parallel to each other, what do we understand from there? That M1 is going to be equal to what? M2. That means the gradient of this line is going to be equal to the gradient of the other line we are asked to look for that is passing through this point. So, from here, we are given what? 7x plus 5y is equal to 12. Now, we know that the equation of the line is represented in form y is equal to mx plus c. So let's put this in this form so that we can be able to know the gradient. Alright? So now, let's rearrange it. So rearranging this, it becomes, leave 5y here, take 7x here, becomes what? 5y is equal to minus 7x plus 12. Now divide through by 5. If I divide through by 5, it becomes y is equal to minus 7x over 5 plus 12 over 5. So we now have that this is now in this form, y is equal to mx plus c. Now comparing this with this, you find out that the gradient is what? Minus 7 over 5. So it means that m1 is equal to what? Minus 7 over 5. Comparing this with this. It also implies that m2 is equal to what? Minus 7 over 5. Because I told you when two lines are parallel, m1 is going to be equal to m2. Now that we know the gradient from this line, we are given the point, we are also given the point what? We are given the point what? 5,7. And we know that this is our what? X1 and this is our what? Y1. This is our x1 and this is our y1. Now we can find the equation of the line that's passing through this point and parallel to this. Now, what formula do we use for that? We use the formula what? We use the formula m is equal to what? Y minus y1 over x minus x1. Alright? Where m is the gradient and y1 and x1 are the points. Alright? Now, putting this, the information we have into this formula, it becomes what? It becomes minus 7 over 5, which is the gradient, is equal to y minus y1 is what? 7 over x minus, what is x1? x1 is what? Now x1 is what? 5, that's x minus 5. So we cross multiply, alright? Now we cross multiply, 5 multiplies this, becomes 5 into bracket what? Y minus 7 is equal to minus 7 into bracket x minus 5. Alright? That's what we're going to have. So this becomes, this multiplied by this, we have 5y. This multiplied by this, we have what? 5 times 7 is what? Minus 35 is equal to this times this minus 7x, and then this times this gives us what? Plus 35. Alright? Now don't forget that we are trying to put our answer in the form in which we see our what? Our options. Now, if we take plus 35 to this side, alright, let's take plus 35 to this side and then carry minus 7x here. It becomes 5y plus 7x is equal to 35 plus 35. And then it becomes 5y plus 7x is equal to 70. Alright? So, looking at the options here, our answer is out here already. We can also arrange this into what? 7x plus 5y is equal to what? 70. Alright? So our answer corresponds with option what? Option B. So option B is our answer. Alright? So this is the equation that is parallel to this equation passing through this point. Alright? This is the answer. 7x plus 5y is equal to 70. Now let's go ahead and solve the next question. Now the next question says the midpoint of 2 points m, 6 and 6, n is 5, 0. Find the values of n and n respectively. Now how do we do that? Now the formula to find midpoint is equal to what? X plus x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. Alright, this is the formula. Now, how do we recognize our x1, our y1, our x2, and our y2? How do we recognize that? Now, this is our x1, this is our y1, and this is our x2, and then this is our y2. Alright? So that's how we recognize them. I said this is always our x1, y1, and this is always our x2, y2. So now, they're trying to tell us that this and this have this midpoint. We find the value of m and n. So let's put input into this. Now, they told us that the midpoint is 5, 0. Alright? It is equal to what? Now, x1 is what? M. Plus x2 is what? x2 is 6 over 2, comma, y1 is what? What is y1? y1 is what? 6. Plus, what is y2? y2 is what? n. Right? y2 is n over 2. Now, what are we going to do now? We're going to equate this to this. So it means that m plus 6 over 2 is actually equal to 5. And it also means that 6 plus n over 2 is actually equal to 0. Alright? So what is this going to become? We're going to cross multiply. When we cross multiply, it becomes m plus 6 is equal to 10. Alright? That's for this side. And then we finally have n is equal to 10 minus 6, and n is equal to 4. Now, we cross multiply here, 2 times 0 becomes 0, so we have 6 plus n is equal to 0. Take 6 plus and you have n is equal to minus 6. Alright? So therefore, the value of m and n are simply 4, minus 6. Alright? So the values of m are what? 4, minus 6, which corresponds with option what? 4, minus 6, which corresponds with option C. Alright? So option C is actually correct. So the value of m and n are 4 and minus 6. Now let's move on to solving the next question. Now the next question says, find the equation of a line that passes through the point 1, 2 and whose gradient is 1/3. Find the equation of a line that passes through the point 1, 2 and whose gradient is 1/2. Now, of course, this is always our what? x1 and our y1. Alright? So we are giving what? What are we giving? We are giving the point 1, 2. This is x1, this is y1, and then we know that the gradient, according to what they told us, is 1/3. Now, what formula can we use to find this? We use what? M is equal to what? Y minus y1 over x minus x1. So this is 1/3 is equal to what? Y minus, what is y1? 2. That's minus 2 over, what is x1? x1 is what? 1. Alright, that's x minus 1. Alright? X minus 1. So we are going to cross multiply. When we cross multiply, we're going to have 3 into bracket y minus 2 is equal to 1. 1 multiplying this gives us what? X minus 1. Alright? So 3 times 1 gives us what? 3y. This time this gives us what? Minus 6 is equal to what? X minus 1. Now we're trying to shape our answer into what? Into the way we see our option. So what is it going to be? Let's take minus 6 here and take x here. When that happens, it becomes 3y minus x is equal to minus 1 plus 6. And then it becomes 3y minus x is equal to minus 1 plus 6 gives us what? 5. Alright? So, which of the options correlates with what we have there? So, the answer that correlates with what we have, the option that is option A. Alright? Option A is correct. Now, the next question says, if the distance between the points M, which is minus 1, A, and point M, which is 2, minus 2 is equal to 5, find the value of A. Now, we're looking at distance between 2 points. Now, what's the formula for distance between 2 points? The distance between M and the formula for distance between M is square root of what? Square root of what? x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. That's the formula to find the distance between 2 points. And what are we giving? We are giving what? We are giving that M is what? Minus 1, A, and we are giving N as point 2, minus 2. So of course this is our what? X1, this is our what? Y1, this is our what? X2, and then this is our what? Y2. Alright? So we are going to put this into the formula. We are told that the distance between the 2 points, MN, is equal to what? We are told that the point is equal to what? 5. Now, so let's put it into the formula. So the distance between these points, MN, is 5. So 5 is going to be equal to square root of. Now, this is going to be into bracket x2 is what? 2 minus x1 is what? X1 is minus 1. So we're going to put it into a bracket, then square all of it, alright? Plus into bracket. What is y2? Y2 is what? Minus 2 minus. What is y1? Y1 is what? A. All squared. Alright? All squared. So now let's continue. So this becomes what? 5 is equal to square root of. Now, this minus will go with this minus. Minus and minus is plus. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 squared gives us what? 9. Plus, now, I'm going to open this. Opening this, square the first one, alright? That's what? If you square minus 2, you're going to have 4. That's opening this bracket. I'm using a shortcut. Square the first one, then use this to times this, you get what? Plus 2a. Then use 2 to times it, you get what? Plus 4a. Then square the next one, you have what? A squared. Alright? Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the square of both sides. So the square root here we can eliminate the square root here. So we're going to take the square of both sides. So it becomes 5 squared is equal to, when you take the square of this side, the square root goes out. So we have 9 plus 4. That gives us what? 13. Alright? That gives us 13 plus 4a plus a squared. Alright? Now, rearranging this, we're going to have a squared plus 4a. Now, this is 25, alright? Or you just put plus 13 is equal to 5 squared is 25. So take 25 to this side, it becomes what? A squared plus 4a plus 13 minus 25 is equal to 0. Alright? So now, what I'm going to do next, now, what I'm going to do is that 13 minus, we're going to, and of course, simplify this. 13 minus 25 is going to give us what? What is 13 minus 25? Alright? 13 minus 25 is going to give us what? 12. Alright? Not just 12, but minus 12. So it becomes what? A squared plus 4a minus 12 is equal to 0. Alright? Now, let's continue. Now, we're going to use, of course, this is a quadratic equation, so we're going to use the expression of a squared to multiply the constant. So 1 times minus 12 gives us what? Minus 12. Then we're going to look for two numbers so that when we multiply, we get 4. And then when we add them, we get what? Sorry, when we multiply, we get minus 12. And then we add them, we get 4. Listen, you want to solve this with factorization method. This quadratic equation with factorization method. Use the equation of a squared, which is 1, to multiply the constant minus 12. Now look for two numbers so that if you multiply, you get minus 12. And if you add, you get plus 4. Do you understand? Look for two numbers so that if you multiply, you get minus 12. And if you add them, you get what? Plus 4. Now those numbers are what? Minus 2 and plus 6. Minus 2 times plus 6 gives us minus 12. And minus 2 plus 6 gives us what? 4. So we are going to replace them in this middle and give them, so it becomes a squared minus 2a plus 6a minus 12 is equal to 0. So those two factors that I got, that if I multiply them, I'll get minus 12, and if I add them, I'll get plus 4, minus 2a and plus 6a, will replace this guy in the middle, having a at their backs. So now we're going to finally factorize. So it becomes what? A is common between this, so it becomes a into bracket what? A minus 2, alright? Plus 1, what's common between the 6 into bracket what? A minus 2 is equal to 0. So you have what? A minus 2, A plus 6 is equal to 0. So therefore you have A is equal to what? 2, or A is equal to what? Minus 6. So A is equal to what? 2, or A is equal to what? Minus 6. Of course, you know the distance between 2 points can be negative. So we'll go with the positive value. And which correlates with option what? Option D. Alright? So option D is our answer. The distance between these 2 points, minus 1, A and 2, minus 2, is actually what? 2. So that's how you solve this kind. Now the next question says, determine the gradient of the line passing through the points minus 1, 2 and 2, minus 3. Determine the gradient of the line. Now, what's the formula for finding the gradient of a line passing through 2 points? Now, the formula for the gradient of a line passing through 2 points, m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what are we giving? We are giving what? What are we giving? We are giving point what? Minus 1, comma 2, and we are giving what? Point what? 2, comma minus 3. Of course, we know this is what? Our x1, and we know this is our what? Y1. We know this is our what? X2, and we know this is our what? Y2. Alright? So we're going to put all of this into this formula. And then it becomes that our gradient will be equal to, now y2 is what? Minus 3 minus, what is our y1? 2. Over, now what is x2? x2 is what? 2 minus, what is x1? x1 is minus 1. So that becomes that m is equal to minus 3 minus 2 is minus 5 over minus times minus gives us plus. So we have 2 plus 1, alright, which is going to be equal to minus 5 over 2 plus 1 is what? 3. So meaning that our gradient passing through those points is minus 5 over 3, which gives us what? Option C. So option C is the correct answer, minus 5 over 3. Now let's move on to solving the next question. Now the next question says what? The angle between the positive horizontal axis and a line is 135 degrees. If the line passes through the point 2, 3, the equation of the line is, now how do we solve this question? We are given that the angle between the positive horizontal axis and the line is 135 degrees. If the line passes through the point 2, 3, find the equation of the line. Now we are given that the angle is equal to what? 135 degrees, passing through the point what? Passing through the point 2, 3. Alright? Now let's solve this. Now how do we solve this? Now we need our gradients for us to be able to find the equation of this line, given these information. So there is another formula for gradient that is not really common, but we can use to solve this question. Is that gradient m is equal to tan theta. Alright? So now, meaning that we can find our gradient using this. So m is equal to, we have our angle, that's tan 135 degree, and 135 degree is equal to what? Minus 1. Tan 135 degree is equal to what? Minus 1. So I'm going to use the formula. Which formula are we going to use? We're going to use the formula that says what? M is equal to what? Y minus y1 over x minus x1. Alright, so putting what we have here, because minus 1 is equal to, of course this is our x1, our y1, alright? So we are going to have what? Y minus 3 over x minus 2. Alright, so we cross multiply, alright? When we cross multiply, we are going to have y minus 3 is equal to minus 1 times this, that's minus 1 into x minus 2. So it becomes y minus 3 is equal to minus 1 times this gives us minus x, minus 1 times this gives us what? Plus 2. Alright? Now we're trying to fashion our answer into something that looks like the option. So let's take minus x here and take minus 3 here. So it becomes what? Y plus x is equal to what? 2 plus 3. Which you can also write y plus x as what? X plus y is equal to 2 plus 3 is what? 5. Now, this answer correlates to which option? Option C. So option C is our answer. So the equation of the line with this angle and passing through this point is x plus y is equal to 5. Alright? X plus y is equal to 5. Now, let's find the answer to this last question. This next question says, what is the value of t if the line which passes through the point minus 1 comma minus t and minus 2t comma 2 is perpendicular to the line 2x plus 8y plus 17 is equal to 0. Now how do we solve this question? Now we are given this equation of the line, and take note that the condition given to you here is perpendicular. These lines are perpendicular to each other, and when two lines for perpendicular condition, we've looked at parallel condition. For perpendicular condition, m1 multiplied by m2 is equal to minus 1. m1, that's the gradient of the first line and the gradient of the second line. The multiplication of both of them, or the product of both of them, is equal to minus 1. So now let's continue. Let's solve this. Right? Let's solve this. So it becomes what? it becomes that we are going to have what? Now, this equation of the line is given to us. So from here, we have to get M1. Alright? We have to get M1. And we'll also use, since the equation is passing through this point, we'll also use this to get what? The gradient. And then we multiply with the gradient that we get from this place. So let's find the gradient between these points first. So of course we know we are given the points what? Minus 1, comma what? Minus t. And we are given another point what? Minus 2t, comma what? 2. Of course this is what? X1, this is what? Y1. Of course this is what? X2, and of course this is what? Y2. So let's find the gradient between these points. Then when we find the gradient between those points, we come and multiply them with the gradients that we'll get from this line of equation and equate it to minus 1. That's how we'll be able to find the value of t. Alright? So it becomes that our gradient is equal to, let's say our m1 is equal to, following the formula, I wrote it earlier that m is equal, I wrote it that what? M is equal to what? Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Alright? We want to find the gradient. So it becomes what? Y2 is what? Y2 is given to us as what? 2 minus, what is y1? Y1 is what? Minus t over, now, what is our x2? X2 is what? Minus 2t minus, so you have minus 2t minus what? X1. Now, what is our x1? Our x1 is what? Minus 1, alright? So it becomes what? Minus and minus, that gives us 2 plus t over, this becomes minus 2t plus 1, alright? Minus and minus here is this. So it means that our m1 is equal to 2 plus t over minus 2t plus 1. Now, let's find our m2 from this other equation, alright? From this other equation given to us. So we are also giving that what? We are also giving that we have what? 2x plus 8y plus 17 is equal to 0. Alright? So now, let's make this look like from y is equal to mx plus c so that we can find our gradient m. Alright? Now, let's take this to look like this. Let's take this to look like this. So how do we do that? Take minus 2x, take 2x and 17 to this side. It becomes 8y is equal to minus 2x minus 17. Divide through by 8. We're going to have y is equal to minus 2x over 8 minus 17 over 8. Now, 2 can go here 1, 2 can go here 4. So we have y is equal to what? Minus what? X over what? 4. Alright? Minus 17 over 8. Which you can also write this as what? Y is equal to what? Minus 1 over 4x minus 17 over 8. So, over 8. So if we compare this with this, you find out that your gradient m2 is equal to what? Compare this with that is what? Minus 1 over 4. Alright? You find out that your gradient is what? Minus 1 over 4. So now we know that our m1 is this and our m2 is this. Now let's now use the condition for perpendicularity that m1 times m2 is equal to minus 1. That's the only way we can find the value of t. Because our main aim in this question is to find the value of t. Alright? So let's go straight to doing that. So now we're going to use the formula that m1 multiplied by m2 is equal to minus 1. Now what's our m1? Our m1 is what? 2 plus t over minus 2t plus 1. Alright? Multiplied by what? Minus 1 over 4 is equal to what? Minus 1. Alright? So now, this is going to multiply this, and of course, this is going to multiply this. So minus 1 times this will become minus 2 minus t over 4 times this gives us what? Minus 8t. Alright? 4 times this gives us what? Plus 4. Alright? Is equal to what? Minus 1. This is over 1. So let's go to multiply. So we're going to have minus 1 multiplying this, so it becomes minus 1 into bracket minus 8t plus 4 is equal to 1 multiplied this gives us minus 2 minus t. So this times this gives us what? 8t. This times this gives us what? Minus 4 is equal to what? Minus 2 minus t. Alright? Now take minus t to this side becomes what? 8t plus t is equal to minus 2 plus what? 4. Alright? Now 8t plus t gives us what? 9t is equal to minus 2 plus 4 gives us what? 2. So divide both sides by 9. You have t is equal to what? 2 over 9. Alright? 2 over 9. Which corresponds with what? Option what? A. So the value of t here is 2 over 9. So I hope you enjoyed the class. That's all for coordinate geometry. I'm sure that having knowledge of this question we solved, you will be able to solve any questions or any question from coordinate geometry in JAMB mathematics and WAEC mathematics. Make sure you like this video, share this video, and hit the subscribe button. And after you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button so when I upload more videos, you get notified.